Hey everybody, Paul Turner here from thediscipleproject.net, here with another video for you. And today I want to do something special. I want to talk to you about a resource that I picked up to kind of jazz up these small groups that I was running at a retreat. And I said, well, what can I use here for this? And I found this resource from Youth Group Collective, and they are called 1K Photo Cards. And this is a really cool resource. I'll put all the links down in the description below so you can check them out there. Now, something I did, these are 100 Polaroid type cards. And let me go ahead and take these out real quick, and I'll explain the bag here in just a second. But these are 100 cards that are like Polaroids. These printed very nicely, by the way, if you have a good color copier. As you can see, these are all kinds of different photos of everything. I mean, it's just random stuff. But the goal of this is to create conversations with your students around these photos, to give them an object, to give them something that they can kind of use as a focal point to kind of share how they feel about things. And I want to give you 3 ways you can do that. Now, there's some options you can do with this. Of how you actually use them. And I'll give you the first option. The first option is you can deal these cards to your students. So if I just said, hey, look, I'm going to deal out 3 cards to every student, right? I'm just going to deal out 3 cards. And then you ask questions, and students have to choose from the cards that they have. Almost like an apples to apples kind of game in a way. And what you can do is, though, that's option number 1. Option number 2 is you can put them out like this. Like if you had a dozen cards, I would not put out 100 cards for kids to choose from. If you're doing a small group, I would keep it to 12 to 15 cards that kids can choose from. And one reason I chose and I put them in this bag here is so that I could divide up the 100 cards amongst the small group leaders. I think we had 15. No, we didn't have that many. We had probably 7 to 8, maybe 10 small group leaders. And I basically divided up all the cards and put them in a pack and kept them like that so I can just hand them to them and say, hey, here's your small group cards for this session, and then here's your questions as well. So like I said, option 2 is simply to put the cards out, the 12 to 15 cards, and ask the question and say, hey, point to a card that you identify with or that helps you express your feelings about the question. So they can just go that one or this one. I usually put them in a circle, or, however you choose to put them out. You put them out like this. I put them in a circle. Maybe if we're sitting in a circle, that way they can kind of reach the various ones. Now, some of the ways you can use these cards. Number 1, you can use them for opening conversations. So let's say you want to just start your day off, right? You say, look, we're going to start this. We're going to kind of gradually go from surface level down to the deeper levels of what we want to talk about. So let's start with opening conversation. This could maybe take 5 minutes of your small group time. So some of the questions you could use is like, which photo best describes how your day has gone, right? And a kid may say, well, I like this card. And this card is just say, look, I spent the whole day waiting on something, right? Or I'm slightly confused, right? Or they can say, hey, this card here, man, what a blast. I had a fun day today. And these cards really help kids get into the conversation, and you get to learn more about, what these students are up to, what their feelings are. I mean, if you struggle, just like any youth pastor struggles with how to get kids talking, that's what this is designed to do. It's designed to get kids talking and let kids kind of share a little bit deeper into how they, how their day was, or another conversation starter you could do is, what's what photo best describes the last movie you saw? And well, back in the day, you could say, well, I saw Up. I saw, they could choose that. Or you could say, The last movie I saw was maybe a star was born, something like that. It could be anything. So all these cards give you those opportunities. The second way that you can use these is go into a little bit deeper conversation. So you might want to spend maybe 10 minutes on a question like this. So let's say you have 20 to 30 minutes. So we break it up, right? So deeper conversations, right? Which photo best describes how you feel about social media? Wow. Well, that could be any of these, right? You could say that it is inspiring, right? You say, look, man, it's social media is just a road to my dreams where I'm trying to get to the mountaintop there. Or it could be, hey, social media is a big cesspool that I'm drowning in, and I can't get any air. Okay, so those are options for that. So let kids choose, on, different things like, or which photo best describes your future, right? Kids may say, hey, look, I am, on a journey, right? Right here, right? This maybe represents their future. My future looks bright and happy, right? The next phase you can move into, and this could take, maybe 10 or 15 minutes, however you choose to do it, but spiritual conversations. So in the spiritual conversation, you say, which photo best describes your current relationship with Jesus, right? It could be one where you say, hey, I'm learning more. I'm studying more about Jesus, right? I'm reading my Bible, maybe. You could say, this would be going, it's growing, right? Maybe that's a better photo for that. Say, look, I'm growing in my relationship with Jesus. Other question you use is, which photo best describes how you see the Bible, or, what's it like when you pray? It could be, something like this, that maybe there's a separation in your prayer time. Maybe you don't feel as close to God as you want to. Well, kids can choose that card if they want to. Now, what do you say? So we used up maybe 25 minutes of time. So maybe you want to do a scripture. So what does it look like then? So let's take Matthew 7:1-5, which talks about judgment, right? So you read the scripture and it talks about taking the plank out of your own eye, before you take the plank out of others' eyes. How you judge others is how you're going to be judged. And so which photo best describes how you feel when others judge you, right? You could say, one of these, how does it make you feel? Well, it could make you feel like, I'm out there by myself. I'm on a desert island. I feel like I am isolated, right? You can have pictures like this. Once again, this is just a small sample. I can't show you all the pictures, but there's 100 pictures, which are really good, metaphors for how a student may feel. And you can put out, what you want to put out. There's a lot of pictures of distance. There's a lot of pictures of isolation. There's lots of pictures of brokenness. There's all kinds of pictures like that. So, which photo best describes the last person you judged? Right? Could be one of those. Which photo best describes the issue you have to deal with before you can talk to others about their issue, right? Which, what issue do you have to deal with before you talk to somebody else to get the plank out of your own eye? It could be something like, hey, I'm kind of wishy-washy. I'm right on the line here. I need to choose one way or the other. I have to, settle my own issues. I have to be on this side or that side, before I can talk to somebody. So when you do this and you're finishing up and wrapping up your time with the conversation cards here, you can wrap up with saying, hey, look, which photo best represents a prayer request you have, and you may say, hey, I have a test tomorrow and I'm studying, or, literally, going on a camping trip, would like prayer for that. Whatever it may be. Other ones you can do is which photo best describes, how you'd like your life to turn out, right? Or what kind of day you want to have. There's all kinds of ways to use these cards. Now, like I said, you get about 100 cards in a pack. It's all downloadable. So you just download and you print. And these cards here can do a lot to get the conversation going, but it also can get the conversation going a little bit deeper. So I hope that you'll check out this resource from Youth Group Collective. I'll put a link down in the description below, and I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed learning about this new resource and how you can get your kids talking in your small group. Thanks for joining me today. If you're brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, right? Just click that little subscribe button down there, and it will get videos like this in your inbox. If you're a regular, man, I would love to hear from you. Tell me, what do you think about this resource? Leave me some questions down below. What questions? How would you use this resource? Let me know down in the comments. So that's it for today, guys. Appreciate you guys hanging out, and I will catch you guys in the next video.